They nap on our keyboards, they beg for our food, they purr on our laps. Cats, they're such a huge part of our lives, but they're also these walking paradoxes. So familiar, but at the same time, a complete mystery. So let's get into it. We're going to peel back the layers on the secret life of the predator you've invited right into your house. So say hi to Sylvester. He might look like your typical house cat. Maybe a little clumsy, but everything he does, from sleeping all day to that little purr, it's a direct link to a wild predatory past that goes back thousands and thousands of years. His story is really the story of all cats, and trust me, it is full of surprises. So, when your cat is just staring at a wall, or maybe chasing a shadow that isn't there? What is actually happening in that furry little head of theirs? What's driving all that weird behavior? That's the big question we're going to try to answer. All right, let's start with the one thing we probably see them do the most: sleeping. And yeah, it might look like pure laziness, but it's actually our very first clue to understanding that wild animal hiding inside. I mean, think about it. The average house cat sleeps somewhere between 12 and 16 hours a day. And if you've got a kitten or an older cat, it's probably closer to 20. That means your cat could be spending almost 70% of its entire life with its eyes shut. So why the epic napping? What's the deal? Well, it's definitely not laziness. It's a deeply wired survival strategy. Cats are predators, right? Their bodies are built to save up energy for the hunt. You can think of their metabolism like a phone battery that just drains super fast and needs to be recharged all the time. Every single nap is a power-up for peak performance, even if that hunt is just pouncing on your feet under the blanket. Okay, so we have a very well-rested predator. But how does it actually experience the world around it? Well, a cat's senses are like a set of built-in superpowers, and it's what really truly sets them apart from us. First up, whiskers. And no, these are not just long hairs. The technical name is vibrissae, and they're incredibly complex. Each whisker is rooted deep down and connected to muscles and nerves, sending a constant stream of data to the brain. Seriously, think of them as these high-tech little radar dishes. Whiskers are the ultimate multi-tool. They're like a built-in measuring tape, letting a cat know if it can squeeze into a tight spot. They can feel the tiniest changes in air currents, which lets them navigate in total darkness. They even help them see things right under their nose, because a cat's close-up vision is actually pretty bad. That's why you should never, ever, ever trim them. It would be like putting a blindfold and earplugs on your cat all at once. Now, let's talk about another one of their superpowers, the purr. That little rumble you feel isn't just a happy sound. It operates in a really specific frequency range, between 25 and 150 hertz. And it turns out, that's not a coincidence. And this is where it gets really wild. That frequency range, it's been shown to have therapeutic effects. For the cat itself, the vibrations can literally help heal bones and tissues and even reduce pain. But get this, it's a two-way street. For us, just listening to that purr can lower our stress hormones and even our blood pressure. It's like a biological win-win. So we've got a sleeping predator with superpowers. But are they smart? I mean, people love to compare them to dogs, but that's kind of missing the point. Cat intelligence is just different. If you look at the structure, a cat's brain is surprisingly similar to ours. It has all the same specialized parts. But the real story is in the details. They've got about 250 million of these things called cortical neurons, which is impressive, but it's just a tiny fraction of what we have. But here's the kicker. Look at the frontal lobe. It's tiny. That's the part of the brain for complex problem solving, and that one little difference explains, well, it explains a lot. And you can actually see this difference play out. There's this classic experiment where cats easily learn to pull one string to get a treat. Easy. But if you show them a bunch of strings and only one is actually attached to the treat, they just get confused. They can't seem to grasp that abstract idea of cause and effect, that only the attached string is going to work. So a cat like Sylvester is a brilliant observer. He can learn by watching, but abstract physics, not really his. So how in the world did this highly specialized, kind of weirdly intelligent predator end up in our homes? Well, unlike dogs, who were mostly brought into our world by us, cats just kind of strolled in on their own terms. This is the amazing story of how the cat basically domesticated itself. The whole story kicks off about 10,000 years ago, right when we started farming. Our big grain stores attracted mice, and of course, the mice attracted wildcats. A perfect, unspoken deal was made. The cats got an all-you-can-eat rodent buffet, and we got free pest control. And that partnership just got deeper over the centuries, from being buried with humans in Cyprus to literally being worshipped as gods in ancient Egypt. Now, for most of those 10,000 years, cats pretty much bred themselves. But in the last 100 years or so, that has changed in a huge way. Humans have grabbed the reins, and we've started creating the specific breeds we know today. And the results have been, well, pretty dramatic. This is such a powerful example of what we're talking about. On the left, that's a traditional Siamese cat from Thailand. It's a sturdy, muscular animal. On the right, that's the modern Western show version. In just a few decades, our taste for a certain look has completely reshaped the animal, making it longer, thinner, and way more angular. But this super fast transformation has a dark side. Most of these fancy breeds are less than a century old. And to get those specific looks so quickly, it often involves intense inbreeding, which can concentrate a lot of harmful genes. The result is a ton of health problems, from breathing issues in those cute flat-faced breeds to shorter lifespans and higher cancer rates in others. And that really brings us full circle, doesn't it? Because despite 10,000 years living alongside us and a century of us trying to reshape them, the cat you live with is still remarkably close to its wild ancestor. The changes are, for the most part, only skin deep. The wild cat is still in there, right under the surface. It really makes you think, right? The next time your cat curls up on your lap, purring away, just remember that ancient, incredibly efficient predator that's lying underneath it all. They aren't just a pet. They are a wild animal that has, for now anyway, chosen to share its secret life with you.